Let's talk a bit about your own writing as well, your own comic strip, because obviously you've got one in Clint magazine, which you've got there, I see.
I've not seen this one yet. It's number 7. It's still now 77 pages of Rex Roid. We're trying to get to, I think, 110 for the book. And this, Rex Roid makes perfect sense to me. And if you don't understand it, just come up and ask me. I'm happy to explain what's happening. This one is about an alien empire has taken over Earth. So this is supposed to be issue 5 of an alien empire type story, and they've turned it into a kind of 1950s reality. And Rex Roid and everybody's been kind of dampened down by this 1950s mind control thing. But there's one guy left who it's not taken on, Kid Detective, who's like a kind of Moon Knight sort of Batman kind of hybrid, and it's not taken on him because he's like a schizophrenic and completely resistant to ideas like that. So he's just sitting at home wondering what the fuck's wrong with our culture, while Rex Roid gradually twigs it as well. And Rex Roid's way of breaking the kind of alien empire spell is to get this guy an appearance on a kind of late night chat show where he turns up and goes completely mental. They have to cut to a test card, and it kind of breaks the spell. But I don't know if many people are going to get that from reading it. But I'm really happy with it.
Where do the ideas come from for these particular strips, and how would you describe their style?
They're supposed to be kind of the idea was to be slightly more poetic, because I've only got 11 pages a month, so the idea was that it would make a kind of poetic sense rather than a strict kind of narrative sense. And so the idea is like, I feel now like I live in a kind of 1950s culture. I live in this really kind of, I watch, Graham Norton or something, and I sort of think, well, this could have been, well, it's almost like alternative comedy didn't happen, didn't it? It's almost like you could draw a line from a lot of what we see now and just in general culture that would skip the 60s and would skip a lot of the good stuff in history. I guess I feel a bit like that guy, so it's kind of like a psychological, although it seems really weird most weeks, I think it's actually quite a kind of obvious psychological comic in a way of however I'm feeling, which is usually quite bad.
Is it like a bit like therapy then, in a way, do you think?
Totally. Well, it's also you finding out as you write and read and as you work with your artist what you're actually thinking at the time. So I had the idea for this story of we're this kind of 1950s world, and it doesn't chime with what we've been through. Do you know what I mean? So it's like we live in a pre-psychedelic age, a pre-60s age, and we don't. And then the story just kind of develops from that.
How would you like to see the strip continuing? How do you think it will go on from here?
Forever. I just like it to go on for as long as possible. It's part of the story is that Rex Roid is kind of gradually realising that he's a comic book character, that he's fictional, and eventually I want it to end up as a photo strip, like the old Doomlord or something like that, where they're kind of cutting about as real people here. Yeah.
Fantastic. So can we look forward to any other kind of comic creations from you in the future, do you think? Is this something that you've kind of feels like a childhood ambition fulfilled in a way?
Oh, totally. And I'm planning on doing one more thing, which is going to be a sort of a kind of comedy-ish version of a Final Crisis type continuity event superhero thing. I love all those comics, and I just love there's an extra kind of abandon to them, because you just accept that I've not read the whole DC universe. You're flicking through it, you're going, what's this, a fucking lion in a suit? Is that a character in a comic somewhere? And you just kind of accept it and you go with it in a way that you don't in a traditional kind of superhero reality. So I think there's a lot of potential there for just doing a lot of quite daft stuff and creating some superheroes. I feel a lot of the stuff I've done in this has been like analogues of things that already exist, but it would be good to do some more.
Is this? Are you able to kind of edit the Clint strip, Rex Roid, for your kids so that they can kind of enjoy it, or what kind of age will they be able to enjoy it? And you're looking forward to that moment?
I'd hope they'd never see it, because it's actually about them and me and stuff. So it's supposed to be my kid at the start of this issue, and it's partly drawn from my kind of relationship and fears for him. Do you know what I mean? So I would hope that they would never get to see this.
think that day will come when they will, though, won't it? What's that going to be like, do you think?
All right, I think it's pretty. I'm actually like really happy with it. I'm really critical of myself in general, and so you do things, and I've done things in my career where we've got quite a lot of praise for, like doing panel shows or stuff like that, where I've actually thought, do you know what, the work here isn't actually that great, And with this, I think, which gets almost no reaction. I actually think between myself and the artist, Mr. Dowling, the work is great. So I'm just happy with that.
So you happily continue kind of doing comics until the end of time?
Sure, that would be good if I had enough ideas, but I'll probably run out of ideas. Probably run out.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it's been great to speak to you, Frankie. I know you've got a real love of comics and it really comes through, and I hope the comic continues to go from strength to strength.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, nice to meet you.